Can I look to my left? All I
Hello,
see
good day everyone. Good day everyone, and you're welcome to this exciting conference. We're happy to have you all join us. We today, being the 25th of April, we're having the first edition of the Educators Insight, the virtual edition of it. We are in the first virtual edition of the Educators Insight, and our theme is Elevate, a practical tech tools to boost your school finance and learning results. It's a privilege to have everyone on the call. We're pleased to have everyone join us on the call. We have awesome speakers, awesome talk lineup, an impact section, a walkthrough session. This event promised to be a groundbreaking, a groundbreaking section for everyone looking at scaling his or her school's activity from finance to learning to managerial activities. During this conference, you will learn the tools that are needed in today's educational trend to drive your school from one point to another, adopt new form of learning, and improve the outcome of your students' academic performance. And my name is Julie Martins. I will be moderating the event as we move along. So you're all welcome to this virtual Educators Insights conference. And before we jump right in, I will take a few minutes to talk about the I'll take a few minutes to talk about the event, the ground, before I introduce speakers. Then we move into introduction. Now, about Educators Insights. Educators Insight is an event the team at Cloud set aside to educate, empower, and equip school owners, administrators, educators globally, giving them access to information that encourage them to leverage on technology tools to drive their academic performance, academic activities, and financial activities. It's an all-inclusive tools that ranges from enhancing the learning abilities of students to monitoring classes and also the school general activity in total. During this program, we tend to educate school owners and give them first-hand practical tools on how to use technology and drive their school system. We have been having subsequent ones where we tend to have a physical meeting. School owners come to our office. We take time, inform them about the trends in education, how education is evolving, and how technology is transforming education. We also take them through the practical section of tools that are actually transforming education in today's world. So as you all sit along and sit tight, you will learn a lot in this section. You will see how tools are actually transforming educational sectors. And also, you have chances to ask your questions to clear your doubts and to also connect with other experts that are on this call. And on this call, we have a lot of experienced educators on this call, ranging from those into the consultancy, school administrative affairs, the teaching part of the students, and also those from the educational technology aspects that are driving the forefront of education in this country and beyond. So, using this medium to welcome you all to this wonderful event, and I'm optimistic that we will leave here without gaining something insightful that will improve our abilities to manage our schools, improve our learning, and see positive outcome in our educational processes. So on this note, I would love to introduce our speakers that we have today on the meeting. So the first speakers we have on our call is Dr. Sorry, pardon me if I'm not able to get the pronunciation of your name perfectly, but yeah, I'll give it a try. Dr. Akanu Prince. He is an educationalist and leading consultant, and is in the forefront of driving education to the future. Dr. Akano Prince, popularly known as School Doctor, is the leading consultant of ARC Educational Service, Port Harcourt. Trained in school administration and management, has a PhD in that. An expert in educational law, leadership, and a Cambridge certified instructor, a learning professional with experience training school leaders and teachers across Nigeria. He sits on the management board of different schools and over time has become the go-to in school administration and leadership. This shows you the depth of experience and knowledge of the person we have on this call today. So, Dr. Sir, you're welcome to this conference and we appreciate your time. The next speaker we have on our list is Miss Mary Matthew. Miss Mary Matthew is the CEO of Cloudnet Limited, chartered accountant majoring in business development, financial analysis with over a decade experience in the bank, education and technology sector. As an innovator, her passion in education development has led her to helping over 1,000 schools in Africa transition to technology. That's another wonderful person and a well-experienced person we have on our list today. The third person we have on our list here is Ugochukwu Matthew, the Chief Technology Officer of Cloudnote Limited. He's a software engineer with over 10 years experience in technology. He leads a talented and creative team of Cloudnote engineers transforming global education with technology. This is another experienced person full information on how technology is transforming education. The fourth person on our list is Ms. Stella Atukomi. Ms. Stella is a staff of the Rivers State Universal Basic Education Board, officer in charge of strategic planning, ICT in the Department of Planning, Research and Statistics. Ms. Stella, you're welcome on this call. And the last but not the least on our list, we have Ms. Anita Ngeri. Ms. Anita is the tech entrepreneur and educator, the founder of Ladies Tech, a company dedicated to bridging the digital divide in education. With a background in computer science and management, over 5 years of teaching experience, Anita has empowered over 2,000 students with essential tech skills in coding, robotics, and 3D modeling. Her innovative use of locally sourced materials and partnership with international platforms has earned accolades, including national recognition for her students in tech competition. Anita's expertise lies in fostering innovation, accessibility, and sustainable impact through education. Thank you, Miss Anita, for being on this call. What a wonderful portfolio you have there. While I was reading the portfolio, I was just smiling. I couldn't help it but to smile. Thank you very much, Miss Anita. Thank you, Miss Stella. Thank you, Ugo Chukwu Matthew. Thank you, Miss Mary Matthew and Dr. Prince. We have wonderful speakers lined up for this event. I promise you that this event is packed out with a lot of experience, information that when you go back, it will transform how you operate your school. It will transform how learning are being conducted in your school. It will transform how finance is being managed in your school. This is an event you don't need to miss, and I'm glad you didn't even miss it. And you're still opportune to share the link to someone else and invite someone to join while we're on the call because it promised to be exciting and very, very impactful. So sit tight and enjoy the event. The next person I will call to give us a brief introduction before we move ahead is Ms. Mary Matthew, the CEO of Cloud Limited.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I want to be sure I'm heard, please.
Please, if you can hear her, you can use
Okay,
the
thank you
reaction
very much.
buttons.
All right, so we want to specially welcome everyone, educator here. Thank you for making up time to be here on this meeting. So you're welcome to Elevate. And I believe everyone is ready to be elevated today in your school administrations, in your teaching, and in everything that you do educationally. This is the essence for this event today. So you're welcome from across Nigeria, and we would like to know who and who is joining this meeting. Please use the chat box, introduce yourself. Use the chat box, introduce yourself, tell us your name, the name of your school, your designation in school, and the city that you're joining from. Represent your school at this moment on the chat box. Tell us your school, tell us the city, the name of your name as well. We want to know where you're joining from. I wasn't seeing my video here. Okay. All right, so some persons are already doing that. Tell us where you're joining from. Someone say from my academy, you're welcome. Where is okay from Port Harcourt? You're welcome. Emmanuel Williams from Canaan State International School at Akwa State, proprietor. You're welcome. We have Ojuma Ifeanyi. We have Pluto International School. We have Mrs. Obi Ngozi joining from Port Harcourt. We have someone from Abia State. Okay, so Lagos, Adeni from Lagos, you're welcome. This is Ajigo from Benue State. You're welcome. Yeah, just continue putting in your name there. Put in your name. Ensure you don't leave this meeting without dropping your name. Drop your name, drop the name of your school, drop the city that you're joining from as well. Okay, so one thing this meeting is going to do for us is it is going to prepare us ahead of the new term. Any moment from now, I think we'll be kicking off a new term, especially those in River State, Port Harcourt. That is the third term, 2024-2025 academic session. And just as we have on the team, Elevate, this is what the program is about to do for you, to elevate your teaching results, your teaching outcomes, to elevate your school management. It's going to be a whole new leg for you in your school. It is no longer game as usual. After this meeting, you're literally going to be seeing changes on everything that you do. If only you're going to be applying most of the things that we're doing here today, because the difference between two students that will be joining this event today are those that learned, went home and applied. And then some who learned and did not apply, because we're not just learning here, we're going to be learning practically how to apply most of the things that we're going to be talking about here today. You know, where we are used to using elevator and it makes the whole thing so easy. You want to go to a 10th floor and then you just press a button, and at the touch of a button, straight up, you're on the 10th floor without the stress of climbing all the staircase where you'll be sweating, you'll be breathing hard and all of that. So this is what the program is going to be doing for you. Rather than going through all the stress, rather than going through all the sweat of teaching in the classroom, managing your school, we're going to be teaching you how to just use the button and elevate your performances across everything that you do. generally. So I want to say welcome at this moment and have a great time with us. Avoid any distraction. Do not allow anybody to distract you. Avoid anything that is going to make you not to be focused on this meeting and ensure that you have your writing materials. Jot down everything. Drop your questions as the sessions are going because every question is going to be attended to here. And anyone we're not able to attend to here, we're going to respond to the questions on the general WhatsApp group for this very event. So at this moment, I want to say sit back and enjoy everything that we have in place for you. The program agenda has been made available. I don't know if anyone has it. Please, if you have the agenda, you can look through it so that you follow up on the event. And please, we plead your indulgence at this moment. Do not leave before the end of the event because we have so much activities packed up. We have speakers from across Nigeria who are here to speak to us and add value, elevate what we currently do in our school. So at this moment, I want to say welcome to Elevate. So we can go ahead to the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that quick introduction and a welcome message from you, Ms. Mary. We really appreciate that was a fire. That was you giving up a super fire to start all of us up. Okay, so moving to the next section on our agenda. Moving to the next section on our agenda, we have the first speaker on our agenda. And the first speaker we have is Dr. Prince Akanu, school doctor. He'll be coming up to share with us information, strategies, implementation, steps on how school leadership in the digital age. We will share you a lot of information, and I strongly believe that this section. Mr. Prince, are you on the call? Oh, Dr. Prince, are you on the call?
So I was now
Can we
asking
know if
him
you're on the call?
how are they structuring the payment? See, the moment you finish teaching, just
Why are you eating his own now? Eh? Why are you eating his own?
I think Mr. Dr. Prince is having a technical issue because he's currently, I'm not sure he's currently on the call. I think hello teacher, please can you reduce the sound? Can you reduce the sound? Thank you very much. Thank you. That was an awesome sound. Thank you very much. Okay, from the information reaching me, Dr. Prince is currently having a technical issue. He's trying to resolve it so he could join. So we're just going to skip your turn and take you next on the queue. So someone else to come up. So someone can come while we wait for you to fix up the issue. So the next speaker we have on our agenda is another person than Miss Mary Matthew, as previously introduced. And his talk is about optimizing school revenue funnel digitally. You know how schools and revenue making is important to school. This section, you will learn how you can optimize the process of how your school generates revenue, create a funnel, organize every step that involved in it, make it more digital, more broad, more flexible, and more mobile that you can access anywhere you are with any type of device, be it laptop, desktop, or even a mobile phone. So during this section, you will learn a lot of information on how optimizing your school revenue funnel is a way that technology is using in transforming schools. So stay tuned and listen to our second speaker, Ms. Mary Matthew. Over to you, ma'am.
No. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so good afternoon once again, esteemed educators. Can I have my presentation slide up? Okay. Okay, please. All right, thank you. I hope everyone can see the screen. Oh, good, thank you. All right, so we'll be elevating our school finances on this section of the program. And we'll be looking at the topic, optimizing your school's revenue funnel digitally. This is a topic that I'll be looking at in this session. You know, this part is very important. If you're a school owner, if you're a finance head in a school, you don't need to play with this section because over the past 6 years, I've been working closely with schools, especially school owners. And one common thing I've discovered with them that seems to be a very key challenge to them has been their ability to optimize their school revenue, their ability to manage their finances properly. And every now and then you see a lot of them struggling financially. Some schools are shutting down by the day and all of that. And it doesn't matter, you know, the whole thing is finance. Finance is very vital when it comes to the survival of a business. Like as blood is to the human body, that is how the um, finance is for business. So when it's not properly managed, before you know it, in a short time, it begins to eat deep into the school, like a virus, like this, into the system. It begins to eat deep into the system, and at some point, they are no longer able to manage it, and you see some school owners running from pillar to post, seeking for dying minutes of that. Whereas these are things that could be avoided a long time ago. And things like this is not irrespective of the size of your school. It doesn't matter how big or small, average your school is. It can happen to any school. Like the cases that have come to my table between last year and today, there are more than 10 school cases that are the verge of shutting down because they are struggling with their school finances. They are not able to manage most of these things. Either they are being mismanaged by some persons that they entrusted to help them manage their school because they are busy somewhere, they are not in town, or they are not in the country, and by the time they come back, a lot of things has gone wrong. So this is why we'll be looking at this. And just to inform us, I think last year, not even last year, this year, there is a major school, like one of the top 10 schools in Port Harcourt. I won't call the name. The school, as I speak to you, is a history today. My son used to be in the school, and all of a sudden we just got a notification that they were not going to be resuming again in January. And that is how the school came to an end. And when we deep down to find out what actually happened, is as a result of ability to manage their finances. They've been able to put up their resources together. They've been able to manage their resources together. And as big as the school is, as renowned as the school is, it is now a thing of the past here in Port Harcourt. Some persons who are in Port Harcourt, we know the school that I am talking about. So you don't need to sit back and allow such situation to come to you. You need to take an action. And this is why we have this section, how you can optimize your school's revenue funnel digitally. Can we proceed? Next slide, please. So why is it important to optimize your school revenue? The first here is education is evolving, so much school finances. Many schools are leaking revenue without knowing it. This is a fact. It is not an assumption. And as we proceed, you will get to see why I said so. Digital tools help you to track, to collect, and increase your school income. Let's go, please. So understanding the school revenue funnel, there are 3 stages on the funnel. The number 1 on our list is top of the funnel. At the top of the funnel, as a school, you have admission, and admission accounts like admission, enrollment, school fee payment, usually in schools, account for over 80% of schools' revenue. So this is why you need to pay a very close attention to how you're able to optimize your entire process, especially when it comes to enrollment, admission, and school fee payment. So the first on our list is the top of the funnel that has to do with your admission inquiries and awareness. And then they begin to drop down from the funnel to the middle. At the middle, we have engagement, we have fee payment, and then we have follow-up. At the bottom, from the top, they are much, and as they drop, the numbers are reducing. So at the bottom level, we have the fee completion, the parents who are able to successfully complete their fee, and your ability to upsell your school services, additional services to parents beyond the school fees that you're generating. You're able to sell other aspects of your school services, like your transportation, your canteen services, your boarding, and etc. Let's go, please. I have 15 minutes for this session, so I'll just be rushing it. I plead that you run along with me, please. So now we'll look at the common revenue leakages that are in schools. What are the common revenue leakages? One of them is unrecorded student data. It is not possible to manage everything manually and not miss certain records. The second one on our list is manual or inconsistent fee tracking. You know, manual comes with inconsistency. It comes with a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes, because these are human beings doing the job and they are bound to make mistakes. Sometimes they're not doing it because they want to do it or they want to cheat on you. It is just what comes naturally with manual operations. And as a human being, you will not be able to look through your files to keep track of all your revenues. The third on our list is the lack of follow-up on part payment. This is another part where schools are continuously leaking revenue because there are parents in schools that intentionally will not pay 100% fee. This time they will pay part. Next time, rather than paying the other part that they were owing, they will pay another part again for the current term. And you see these things accumulating. So imagine you have tens of such a parent. That is a big money that is already losing out on your school, and you're not able to do a proper follow-up because you've not been able to digitize your school system. And then the fourth one is poor visibility of financial record. So this is one aspect where schools are hugely having revenue leakages because they are not able to see on a goal, like keep a track of exactly how much comes in, how much goes out, and all of that. So let's proceed, please. Next slide. So now we'll be looking at the benefits. Now we've seen errors that comes with the manual side and all of that. Now let's look at the opportunity here. Why do you need to digitize your revenue funnel? Why do you need to optimize it digitally? One of the benefits it will bring to you is it will automate your fee tracking and reminders. Now, rather than doing this thing all by yourself, because it will come with a lot of mistakes, you could forget some. You have a system that automates these things and just send periodic reminders to your parents. The second one that we have here is real-time finances dashboard. Now, irrespective of where you are, irrespective of who is managing your school, you should be able to keep track of your school fee payments, your income, your expenditures, and everything that has to do with your school finances. Like you have an access to it anytime, any day. The third is improved fee payment rate up to 90%. If you've not been having up to 90% fee payment rate increments, then you have to go digital this time around. This is the reason why you attended this event. You have to go digital and try to see if you will not see an improvement on your fee payment. The next benefit is early identification of payment gap. This is what digitizing your school finances does for you. It helps you to identify on time payment gap and be able to close in on those gaps. The fourth one is reduction in unpaid fees. Hello, sorry, I had some network problem at my end. It's been resolved. I hope I'm back. Can I be heard, please?
Yeah, we can hear you, or rather, I can hear you from my end. Please, if you could,
All
yeah,
right, so who
just
else
need
can
to.
there? Just okay, good, good. Thank you so much. Thank you for your responses. Okay, so just to take off from where I stopped, like digitizing your revenue funnel will help to reduce unpaid fees It will help to reduce unpaid fees. And the big part of this one is it will provide you a customizable payment system. Now, I will just explain a bit on this customizable payment system. Do you know that you can actually generate a unique account number for all your students, bearing their name with a real bank account? Now, when parents have such an opportunity, they just see that they are funding their children's education accounts. Indirectly, they are actually clearing their children's fees. So imagine you have such a system where you're able to provide a customized account number for all your children, all the students and pupils in your school. What that literally means is you will not struggle so much to collect your fee payment, because you just see parents paying in money before the end of the term. They've already cleared all their fees. And next one is accountability and financial transparency, and it gives you more time to focus for more academic work. Let's go ahead, please. Next slide. Can we have the next slide? Okay, so now we'll be looking at practical steps to get started. We've spoken a lot about how your revenues are leaking and how you could close in all of those revenue leakages in your school before it eats deeply into your school system. Now, these are action steps to take at the end of today, not tomorrow. Like, you have to take them today. This is the reason you're here. The first one is to digitize all your student record, all your student and pupils record, get them digitized. The next one is to automate your invoices and reminders. You know, it is overwhelming if you have to remind all your pupils, all your parents, like doing these things individually. Imagine you have up to 500 students. How many parents are you going to be reminding? Okay. All right, so
Okay, everyone. Well, sorry for that little technical. I think she's having a network issue. Yeah, I don't know if you could hear me. I said I just saw the message. I can't hear her anymore. Yeah, I think she have a technical issue from her end, and she's still trying to join the network thing.
hello, sorry, I'm back here. I'm so sorry. The network over here is quite challenging today. Sorry for the interruption. Can we continue now? Mr. Dule, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. They are only
Oh,
requesting that you take the teaching bit by bit.
what did you say?
I said we can all hear you, but they are requesting that you take the teaching bit by bit.
Okay, so
I don't.
I take it bit by bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, so let us take off from here. Someone said, excuse me, can you take this teaching bit by bit for easy understanding? So would you rather want me to go back a bit, or I should continue from here? Should I continue from here or go to the next back to slide? Okay, someone say go back a bit. All right, please, Mr. Mas, can we take it back a bit? Okay, so let's okay, I think this will be better because of time. All right, thank you everyone. Thank you for your contributions. So I'll just do a quick run through on this page here. So I was discussing with us the benefit of digitally optimizing your revenue funnel. Manual operation comes with a lot of errors, and most mistakes are not because anyone wants to defraud your school or they want to do anything intentionally. It is because the whole manual thing can be very overwhelming, and at some point people are making mistakes, and by the time you know it, it's kind of like affecting the entire system. So that is why it is important to ensure that your school finances, even if not for anything, this part is very important. Like I said, no business survives without finances. If you're not able to manage your finances within a short time, you wouldn't be able to like the outcome. So number one of the benefits is automated fee reminder. Digitally optimizing your revenue affords you the opportunity to automate your school fee reminder in such a way that reminders are being dispatched to your parent at periodic intervals without you doing it. That's why we call it automation. It is automated. So you don't need to be doing this reminder. The system does it for you. The second benefit is real-time finance dashboard. Optimizing your revenue digitally affords you the opportunity to be able to manage your school finances anywhere on the go, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in the city where your school is. You have your dashboard with you right on your phone, on your system. You can keep track of in and out finances, what is going in and what is going in and what is going out. And the third part is improved fee payment rate. You know, over time, cases that come to me about challenges of managing their finances, I always tell them, digitize your finances. Like, this is the major thing I tell them, digitize your finances. When you do so, observe it in the next 1 year and see if you're not going to see an improved payment, school fee payment rate from your parents. Because if you provide flexibility for your parents in a way that they can pay with different options, paying of school fees becomes very easy. The fourth one is early identification of payment gaps. Now, because you're using a digitized solution, you are able to identify the gaps on your school payment and be able to close in on these gaps without waiting until the end of the term, without waiting till at the end of the year. Weekly, you're seeing the gaps. Monthly basis, you're able to identify these gaps. And the next one is reduction in unpaid fees. This is something that a lot of schools has actually been testifying about. Ever since they digitized their school finances, they have recorded a reasonable reduction on their unpaid fees. And the next one is customizable payment system. I was explaining this part because it is very, very interesting, and you need to do it if you have not been doing so today. You can provide a customized account details, account numbers for all your students, all your pupils. It carries their name. For example, the person's name is Emeka Eze. A student's name is Emeka Eze. You can generate an account number tied to the student, Emeka Eze, Sterling Bank, and you pass across to all your parents that these are your children, their children's account number. They should fund their children's education into that account number, and it will amaze you at the inflow, because parents will see that, oh, this is my child's education account, and they are sending it to their loved ones, and everyone is just pushing in money. When you receive this money, it goes straight into your school account. At the end of the term, You'll be amazed that even before you start a new term, over 50%, if not 100% of most of your students or your pupils' fees are already cleared. The next one is accountability and financial transparency. Digitizing your school revenue provides everyone in your financial department the opportunity to have transparency. And the most important part is it gives you more time to focus on your academics. Let's proceed, please. So now we'll be looking at the practical steps. Like I said, the difference between two schools that attended this event today are those that put to practice and those that did not. So you did not just attend this event for nothing. Ensure that whatever you learned today, you're able to practicalize them. So the first practical step to take here is to digitize all your students' record. Get them digitized, your students, your pupils' record, get everything digitized. The second one is to automate your invoices and your reminders. Imagine you have over 500 parents or 1,000 parents in your school. How many are you going to be reminding? Doing it yourself, like doing this whole thing manually. So that is the reason why you need to automate this whole thing. When they pay, they get invoices, which is automated, and periodic basis. If you want it daily, if you want it weekly, reminders are dispatched to your parent effortlessly without you doing this. The third one is multiple payment options. You need to give your parents multiple payment option, like flexible. If they cannot pay via bank transfer, they should be able to pay with USSD code, or they should be able to fund their children's account. This part is very important. Do not play with it as a school owner. You will see the magic it's going to perform in your school. The fourth one is to monitor your revenue funnel monthly. You know, the mistakes many schools do is they wait till at the end of this section. Some wait till at the end of the term. You don't need to wait for this long so that you'll be able to identify the gaps on time and be able to close them. So every month, ensure that you're able to monitor your revenue. And how you're able to do this? You're not doing it manually, you're not computing, you're not calculating anything. The system shows you at a go your performances. And the most important here is to upskill your finance and your admin staff. What we mean upskill is give them constant training and retraining on how to manage your school finances effectively. Next slide, please. Oh, someone said he didn't get the teaching on the part of optimizing your school finances. I just hope you're able to flow in from here. Now, the advice from me is don't wait. Start immediately. Don't wait. Start immediately. Decide today to elevate your school finances. Let technology work for your school. Start optimizing your school revenue funnel today. I'll be available for questions, so please put in all your questions on your chat box, on the chat box, drop in all your questions, and I'm going to be attending to every question that is related to my session. And the final part here is if you're looking for how to get all of this started, you don't know where to get started from, you don't know how or who should assist you to digitize your school revenue, don't look too far. The program put together here today is brought to you by CloudNote, and CloudNote is here to help you manage, track, and grow your school finances. This is what we've been doing over the years, and thousands of schools that have been using CloudNote are testifying greatly across Nigeria. So next slide, please. All right, so I think this will be all for this session. I would have really loved to elaborate more on this, but because of the time, and I think I've consumed so much on the time already, I would welcome any question that will be coming in. So drop in your question on the chat box and I will take in all your questions. So the question that will be going on your mind is, how do we do this thing? How do we automate? How do we automate our invoices? How do we automate our student finance record and all of that? The next session will be taking us on the practical on how we can do this using CloudNote. Thank you once again, esteemed educators, and I hope You're able to learn a lot. You're able to gather certain things that will help you to elevate your school finances in the upcoming term. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was powerful from Miss Mary. Please, can we actually use the emojis to show expression and appreciate her for such a wonderful talk? That was a very enlightening section. She gives us steps and tips on how we can optimize our school finances. My key takeaway from that section was just the part that had to do with multiple payment options, the flexibility that you have to experience, the flexibility that you have to experience while making payment for your child's school fees. It's more like you are in a trust fund. You know, the usefulness of trust fund is you having an account somewhere that have funds being saved for the academical growth of your kids. So these are like similar strategies that she just explained that schools are now adopting, having a designated academical account for students, encouraging parents to pay ahead of time into these accounts, and making sure that students don't have a disrupt while learning, that there's no discommunication, there's no disconnection during the process of their learning because of phone or whatsoever. Miss Olorumi, I'm seeing your hands are up. There'll be time for Q&A. When there are time for Q&A, I'll take your questions. But meanwhile, you can actually drop your question in the chat, and I will take them down because I'm actually recording the questions and planning on taking them for when there is time for Q&A. But for now, we'll be welcoming the next speaker, which is Dr. Prince. He was unable to speak prior to now due to some technical issues. So I just learned that he has been able to fix his issues. So, Dr. Prince, are you active now? Like, are you available now to speak? Dr. Prince, are you on the call? Okay. I will
Yes, can you hear
assume.
me now? Clearly,
Oh,
right?
awesome. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, can you hear me clearly? Oh, good,
Yes.
good, good, good. Okay, am I to go on now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, a big good afternoon to everyone, to the participants, and to CloudNote for organizing this Educators Insight, the virtual edition with theme Elevate. I must confess that Mrs. Mary Matthew did a wonderful job to talk to us about the different funnel that exist digitally. And so quickly, I would want to talk about school leadership in the digital age, vision, strategy, and implementation, empowering school leaders for a digital future. And so I would encourage that everyone listens. Yes, for you to be here today, it's obvious that you're a leader in some sort of capacity, and you would want to know how to lead appropriately in a digital age. Next slide, please. The next slide. The focus for me is how school leaders can create roadmaps for sustainable growth by embedding technology into school administration and academics. And so there are two aspects of school, and these are the two major aspects of school. And so I would want to train you briefly on how to create roadmaps for sustainable growth by embedding tech into your school's administration and your school's academics. So stay tuned with me. Next slide, please. Yeah. The digital age has brought about significant changes in the way we live, in the way we work, in the way we learn. It's obvious to everybody that the world is going very fast. Well, we were yet to grapple with the Gen Zs. We got into Gen Alpha and now Gen Beta. It's just a pity that many people are really backward. Many school leaders are still backward. They don't understand that things have changed. They don't understand that learning has changed, work has changed, life generally has changed. As a school leader, it's essential to stay ahead of the curve. It's time you leverage on technology to improve your school's administration and academics, to enhance students' educational experience and parents' customer care service. You see, like I mentioned earlier, my focus is on two cardinal points: administration, academics. As a school leader, I want you to understand that if you do not leverage on technology, competition will kick you out. You will not be able to face the stiff competition. You may not be able to have that advantage. And so it's essential that for you to stay ahead of the curve, then you must, M-U-S-T, you must leverage on tech so that you can be able to improve on your school's administration, all the procedures, the practices, the policies, everything that has to do with school operations. You have to leverage on tech to stay ahead. Same thing with your students' educational experience, the academics, their outcomes. For you to become better as a school, have better outcomes, you need to leverage on technology. For your parents' customer care service, for your parents' experience, customer-wise, to improve, then tech is the way to go. So technology is transforming all school processes. So school leaders must be visionary and be strategic in their approach to leadership in this digital age. I understand that some people are tech shy, but it's not the time to be tech shy. It's time to jump into, time to pay attention to it. Because without it, your school will eventually nosedive. Things are changing very, very fast, and you need to stay ahead of this curve. And so you need to listen to everything I'll be saying today so that you begin your journey into becoming a digital school, leveraging on technology as a visionary and strategic school leader. Next slide, please. Yeah, it begins with having a vision. Yes, it all begins with having a vision. And so as a leader and as a digital leader that I want you to become after today's training, you need to begin to consider harnessing the power of tech. As a leader, you are supposed to be ahead of your team. As a leader, you are supposed to create a path, especially with the digital age that we are in. AI has taken the world by storm. Automation has taken the world by storm. It's happening very fast than we expected, more than the speed of light. And so you cannot afford to stay behind, else you'll be relegated to the background. And so I want you to become a digital school leader. And for you to do that, you should begin to have this vision in your head about harnessing the power of tech to improve your students' outcome by enhancing the educational experience and preparing your students to succeed in life in a rapidly changing world. Teaching is changing. Teaching methodologies are changing. Teaching approaches, teaching learning environment. And very soon, the regular school will be a wall-less school, school without walls. Very soon, traditional educational system wouldn't be obsolete. COVID-19 taught us a bit, where schools were had to shut down, and many schools went under because they weren't prepared for that. That's the future, a digital world. And so it's time to begin to rethink, to re-engineer your processes, to understand that there is something about tech that can change drastically your students' outcome. You can improve the learning experience of your learners. You can get them ready for the world. Listen, the world that our learners will be facing is not the world that we currently live in. They're going to live in a hyper-tech world. They're going to live in a world driven by automation, a world driven by AI. And so it's time that we begin to configure our systems using tech to ensure that they begin to have exposure to this educational experience to prepare them for the rapidly changing world. And of course, in doing so, parents will be satisfied. And therefore, you would have customer loyalty. Don't be that school leader that the parents would walk out on when their finance improves because they want a better school. Be that school leader that is always ahead of their game to ensure that at every point in time, your school is giving top-notch value for what parents pay. And a school leader, you must have a clear vision for digital transformation for your school. What's your plan? We're having a new session coming up, 2025-2026 session. What's your plan for your school? Do you have a plan? Do you have a clear vision for digital transformation? You must be willing to embrace new technologies. You must be open to innovative approaches by collaborating with other stakeholders in the industry. Yes, it's not a time to be tech shy. It's a time to be open to innovations, open to new technologies, be ready to learn, be a lifelong learner, be ready to run a data-driven school because of tech. So at the end of the day, learners or students' expectations will be exceeded, parent satisfaction will be achieved, customer loyalty will be earned. That way, you stay ahead of the competition. That way, you will be in charge of your game and you become a digital school leader. Have the vision. It begins with a vision. A journey starts with a step. So begin today with this clear decision to leverage on tech so that you can begin your digital transformation. I understand we have different types of schools, different classes of schools, but you can begin somewhere. Yes, you may say your school is a small school. You may say your parents may not be willing to pay for it. But the moment you begin, the little steps, the baby steps you can take, you will be very surprised how they would cash in on it and they will buy into it. So that is it. The next slide, please. Next slide. So, yeah, I want to show you the strategy. Like I said, it begins with a vision. You know, I consult for many schools, many top international schools, even up and coming schools too. So I understand their pains, I understand their concerns, especially when it comes to do with tech. They shy away, they're afraid of their finance, they're afraid their parents will not be able to appreciate it. And even if they appreciate it, they may not be able to reward it, they may not be able to afford it. And sometimes their environment can be an issue for them. But I want to share with you how to begin, the strategy, where to start from. Yes, there's a place to start. As long as you have made your mind, as long as you've made the decision, you have the vision, then it's time to move forward. The first thing to do to embed your school in tech is to assess your current status. Yes, tell yourself the truth. Where are you currently in tech? I understand that you may not have known anything about tech outside the ICT you do in your classrooms. Possibly, you don't even have a functional laptop or a desktop You know, you may not even have any tech thing. That's fine, but you can begin somewhere. So look at the infrastructure, look at the areas of improvement, look at your administration, your academics. I understand that maybe everything you do is paperwork, hard copy, mechanical things. I understand that you are just doing things the old way, the traditional way. Yes, that's where you are currently, right? Sure, but you can get better. So when you've done that, you've seen that, okay, my administrative processes, they are basically offline. They are basically manual processes, analog processes, as it were. And so, but you can be better. You want to get it better. You want to embed tech. You know those processes. You want to bring tech into it. Same thing with your academics. You know your teaching and learning processes, your assessment processes, your teaching processes, and all of that, your feedback processes, and you're considering bringing in tech. That's the first thing you do. You access your current status. So I intend that you begin to do that in your head now. So I'm talking, do it in your head. Look at your school, look at your process, and then begin to make that decision. The next thing is a clear direction. Where do I go from here? I want to improve on my administrative process. I want it to be better. I want it to be efficient. I want parents to get information real time. I want to get parents' complaints real time. I want to attend to things seamlessly. I want to get processes, go seamless without issues. That's what you want, right? Fine. I want my teaching and learning processes to be top-notch, to be tech-driven, to be blended, to be interactive, to be collaborative, to be innovative. That's what you want, right? Perfect. That's very good. Now, what all of this, then what can you do? Next thing is have a SMART goal for yourself, because you need to have a goal. By SMART, I mean specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-lined. Yes, please give me my slide. Yeah, please. I want to see my slide, please. Now, thank you. Yes. So SMART goals. You need SMART goals. Now, SMART goals as regards your infrastructure. Yes, SMART goals as regards your administrative process. SMART goals as regards your academic process. By SMART, I mean specific. What do you want? Do you want to improve on how parents access your school? Do you want to improve on your admission process? You want to improve on your process for giving parents feedback, for communicating events to parents, for getting complaints from parents? What do you want to improve on? Be specific, because tech has a whole lot to offer. A whole lot to offer. There's a whole lot to offer. Everything is available. Yes, but your goal, you have to begin somewhere. It's SMART, it's specific. Both your academic aspect of your school. What do you want to begin to do? CBT? Do you want to do, online resulting? Do you want to do online classes, e-notes? Be specific. Measurable. What do you want to measure? How well? This infrastructure, how many do you want to have? How many you want to implement? Measurable. Achievable. Is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable. One step at a time. See, irrespective of your financial level, you can begin today. Irrespective, you can begin somewhere. It's achievable. It's achievable, seriously. It's realistic. Just tell yourself, we want to improve on this aspect of our school, from our admissions through to graduations. We want to improve on our data, access to data. We want to improve on parents' complaint, HR, communications, inventory, what have you, transportation, your hostel management, all of that can be efficient, right? Yes, specific, measurable, and also achievable and realistic. Yes. And so begin to prioritize what should come first according to your finance and what you want to do. Once you have prioritized it, you've now agreed as to what should come first, second, third, in what phases. The next thing is, how do I allocate my resources? How much do I have? My budget. How much am I willing to spare? How much am I willing to invest? You know, bits and bits and pieces, little by little, and then you begin your implementation. Next slide, please. You begin to implement it. Please, next slide. You begin to implement it. Give me the next slide. Yes. Implementation is quick. Yes. What's implementation like under administration? One, how to get your administrative process to be swift using tech. One, improve on your admission processes. After that, your registration, your class placement can all be done by tech. Your classroom communications with parents, communications with staff, communications with stakeholders can be done within the system, can be done within a solution. Perfect. Your finance, school fees, bills can be generated. School fees communications can be done on the platform. Payments can be done. Receipting can be done. All of that can be done. Your budgeting can be done. Your invoicing can be done. All of that can be handled using tech. Your human resource management, staffing, staff management, and all be done. Communications, responses, e-notes, lesson plans, everything can be done. Yes. School bus transportation system made easy. Tech can monitor, can track all of this. Your hostel allocation can all be done using tech. Yes. Inventory, many of this, even your sick pay, everything can be done using tech. That's implementation. Yes. My next slide, please. My next slide. Yes, implementation in the academics. Your student data from the point of admissions can be managed for you using tech. I've seen it before. I've worked with it before. It's powerful. It's easy. It's amazing. Yeah. Learning can become blended learning approach. Remember COVID? Learners had to stay at home to learn, right? Flip learning. So you could actually adopt different tech teaching approaches that makes learning fun, engaging. Yes. Instructional materials, videos, worksheets, pictures, what have you. E-notes, e-textbooks, games, collaboration tools, teachers could collaborate, learners could collaborate, inter-school collaboration with teachers, with students, assessment tools. Now, JAB is doing CBT, you could work with that. Feedback, reporting, perfect. So you could implement it in your academics. It's going to be amazing. Next slide, please. Next slide. So when you've implemented, you need to monitor and evaluate. So it's important to monitor and evaluate the entire process to ensure it meets expectations. Of course, feedback is powerful. Feedback from students, feedback from parents, feedback from all stakeholders, teachers, to know how well your tech is going, their experiences, so as to be able to review and then adopt better approaches. You would need to understand the impact it has on your administrative processes and the student's outcome. You need data to make informed decisions. So monitoring and evaluation is powerful. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. In conclusion, because of my time, hear me clearly, please. As a school leader in this digital age, it is time to plan. It's time to budget. It is time to implement technology and education technology for your long-term school improvement to be able to achieve competitive advantage. CloudNote is the way to go, right? Sure. Of course, you know that. So I want you to subscribe today. Because if you do, you will not just embed tech, but you embed tech with excellence. Premium service. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. I'll take your questions afterwards. Thank you for listening. Thank you, CloudNote, for having me on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the school doctor. That was exciting enough, and that was obviously an insightful one. The data, the facts, the figures, the processes, the strategy, the implementation, everything was one of those solutions they call cutting edge solutions. So thank you very much for such an engaging and enlightening one. So we'll be taking questions in respect to this after we've been able to handle all the speakers so that we just use one time to take it. Yeah, so we just use one time in taking all the questions and answering sections. So right now we're going to give you a little
Thank you.
3 minutes break. Thank you, Doc. We'll give you a 3 minute break to watch a trailer about cloud notes and the vision that it holds for educators. But while the video comes up, we can get sound on the background going on while we sort out the video.
CloudNot is revolutionizing education. We're on a mission to empower 10,000 schools by 2025. From bustling cities to remote villages, CloudNot is making teaching and learning seamless and effective. Packed with AI-powered lesson planning, real-time performance insights, and communication tools that unite teachers, students, and parents, CloudNot is transforming education. We're not just building smarter schools, we're creating real impact. Empowering over 1 million students, supporting educators, and connecting communities globally. At CloudNot, it's about more than just technology. It's about people, the students we inspire, the teachers we uplift, and the communities we strengthen together. Our vision is bold and our purpose is unwavering. Join us at CloudNot, and let's shape the future of education, one school at a time.
Welcome to CloudNot version 3, the pinnacle of educational technology. Welcome to CloudNot version 3, the pinnacle of educational technology. We've reimagined what's possible with powerful new features designed for today's dynamic learning environments. You can now access all your educational spaces through the innovative lobby, your personalized gateway to connected learning environments. Navigate effortlessly between institutions and classes with just one click. Experience our reimagined dashboard with quick links that put your most used functions at your fingertips. Administrators, teachers, students, and parents all enjoy personalized interfaces tailored to their specific needs. Connect and collaborate in real time with our enhanced virtual classroom. Share your screen, engage through interactive whiteboards, and facilitate discussions with integrated video conferencing. Students can participate actively through chat, raise hands, and respond to polls, creating an engaging online learning environment that rivals the physical classroom experience. Access our comprehensive computer-based test system with both online and offline assessment capabilities secured by exam pins. Create rich assessments with theory questions, an integrated math equation editor, and an interactive sketch pad. Save time with our AI question generator. Simply input your topic and learning objectives to instantly create diverse, curriculum-aligned questions tailored to your assessment needs. Transform your teaching with our AI-powered lesson planner. Create comprehensive lesson notes in minutes, then convert them into professional slide presentations, engaging videos, or audio recordings with a single click. Expand your impact by designing, packaging, and monetizing your educational content directly through CloudNot, reaching learners beyond your classroom walls. Take school finance management to new heights with our expanded accounting module. Track expenses with precision and gain clear visibility into outstanding payments with our debtor management system. Improve cash flow with our intelligent school fees reminder system. Schedule personalized notifications based on payment deadlines with escalation options and payment tracking. Whether you're a teacher, lecturer, K-12 school, course creator, or corporate organization, CloudNot streamlines administration, enhances communication, and empowers educators with AI-driven tools, creating more time for what matters most: quality education. Experience the future of educational management today. Contact our team to discover how CloudNot version 3 can transform your institution. CloudNot, empowering education through innovation.
Thank you very much, the media team. That was powerful. So we are all encouraging you and inviting you to join the trade and the part of the school transforming and digitalizing education from the regular educational process into an educational process driven by technology, driven by data, driven with the right principles, driven with the right adoption and the right strategy and implementation. These are what we have outlined, structured, and implemented to help you grow your school from one stage to another. During this section of this talk, we're having another experienced and well-educated and informed speaker that will be coming up to tell us about how policies and data are driving digital education. The talk will focus on the policies and data in scaling digital education in basic schools. We understand how important data is in this current world, and behind every digital classroom is a strong foundation for thoughtful policies and powerful data. We, in this section, will be exploring how the right policies and the right data-driven decisions can help schools overcome a lot of barriers. What are the data that those are data schools need to actually drive these successes? How can they gather this data? How can they get this data? There will be a lot of information in this section. So sit tight as we welcome our speaker for today, Ms. Stella. Ms. Stella, you're welcome to this section, and kindly unmute yourself and do justice to the topic. Is Ms. Stella on the call, please? English to hear me.
Yeah, yeah, I'm on. Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
thank you, ma. You're welcome, ma.
You're
Yes, I can
welcome.
hear you, ma.
Yeah. Can I have my slide? Good afternoon, everyone. In this particular presentation, we'll be looking at the role of policy and data in scaling digital education, especially in basic education. In this particular presentation, we'll be looking at how we aim to apply technology to enhance learning outcome. And it's also very important to understand the key roles that this policy and data plays. One, we'll be looking at the definition of digital education. But I must admit that the first and the second speaker have said so much, but all this has to boil down to data. How do we keep this data? How this data inform the system? How this data can help the environment, and especially the educators and the school managers, we need to know when we look at this topic as we look for the next slide. Now, looking at the overview of digital education in basic education, we are looking at the integration of technology to enhance teaching, learning, and school management processes. What are these school management processes? There are so many of them. When we talk about teaching, we talk about learning. In the last two speakers I've talked about, I've mentioned few of this learning and these school management processes. Then it also supports to improve access, efficiency, and accountability in the education system. Two different tools that we'll be looking at. I also heard from the last speaker talking about different ways of learning. So we have this online different learning platform that supports remote and blended learning opportunities for pupils and teachers. Like he said, it will take us back to 2019 to when we had COVID-19. 2020, our children were not coming to schools, but they have to learn. We also had this platform for them to learn. Then we have to create it, especially using this, our own support blended learning opportunities in our own system. We're able to have students stay in their homes, still learn, and we had results. Then we have this digital attendance register. This one enhances real-time tracking of children, the pupils and the teachers' attendance. Let me give an example. We had this for over 3 years. We tried using it. We first of all did a pilot system in our own system using the basic schools, the public basic schools. Right in our offices, we're able to get real-time attendance of the children and know why they are not coming. And at a time when we now see that these children are not coming to school within 6 days, we have what we put in place we call the school-based management system, who had to do with both parents, teachers, head teachers, and even members of communities were part of that committee. And using this digital attendance register, we're able to track some children who were not able to go to school, and reason why they did not go to school. We have this data put in place, and we're able to drive what we call the out-of-school children. Digital monitoring and evaluation system. This enables the data-driven decision-making through efficient school performance tracking. We have our monitors, evaluators who go to school. These days, before they were using paper to track learning outcomes and everything that they were doing, but right now, the system has gone high that everything that has to do with tech is now taken in place of evaluation. So our monitors who go to school have this system they use. As they track the children, they track the teachers, the learning outcome, we get the real-time result in our offices. Then digital training and biometric system, as it stands now, we have this system put in place. Every teacher that is being trained will be identified. Then also we have them do a biometric for us to track their learning, their teaching, also to track their training processes. How many training they've gone for this so year? How many of them have gone for training? How many of them will still go? So when we track you, we identify you, we do your biometric, and all these things we use and keep our information intact for purpose driven. Next slide. Next slide. Now, the importance of policy and data in scaling digital education. What is our policy doing? Why is this policy so important to this? The importance. Why is it important to digital education? Have policies been put in place? Yes. Policies have been put in place, effective ones. And then it has also provided a strong foundation for scaling digital education in basic education. We have been running it for the past 5 years now, and it's been working. And these policies one is that is put in place is to help us establish a guiding framework, having us to have a clear direction for implementation and sustainability. I just remember the last week I talking about SMART. You must have all this put in place. That takes us to a strategic plan. We in the system, before we do whatever we do, before we take anything to work, we have a plan. We basically develop plan 4 years, 3 years, as the case may be. Then sometime we'll make it a 10-year plan ahead of every implementation that we're going to do. So this is the guiding framework that it offers to us in the basic education. We use this guiding framework, these policies, with the policies that the government have put in place, especially for digital education, but because in our system, we have what we call the e-learning schools. We have about 5 of them in Rivers State, e-learning schools. The children are using technology there to learn. And thank God for CloudNode, which was one of what we used to scale this program. We have the driving infrastructural development. That is to ensure necessary digital tools, connectivity, and power available. Then we have this supporting teachers training and capacity building. Right now, we have the teachers who are doing their online trainings, even as they are on holidays. They're doing their online training through technology. They don't need to come to a classroom, to a hall for them to learn. We're supporting them through this training, through technology, to train them into different areas for effectiveness. Promoting equity and access. One, if you're promoting equity and access, means every child, wherever they are, will have access to digital education. It will not have to do like only the rich who have access to this education. That's why we have some schools which we have marked now for smart schools. We have the one we kept that is for effective school, which is the e-learning schools. When you go from LGA to LGA, at least 1 or 2 should be there. So this system that has been put in place to help and make sure that no matter where the learners are coming from, they will have access to digital opportunity. Next slide. Now, how is data so important? Please, I just want to use this opportunity to educators who are here, school owners. Whenever you see us come for data driven, please release it to us because we use it for so many things. Data play a vital role in strengthening the basic education system by enabling the informed decision making and driving continuous improvement. And this contributes so greatly to inform policy and planning. And that had to do with guiding policy decision, program design, effective resource allocation based on real evidence. If we do not have information, how do we give out resources? How do we allocate resources to these particular children, to the teachers? We need writing materials. If we do not have the total number of teachers in that school, how can we not give them resource materials? So please, this is just a plea from my side and the side of my office that whenever we come for data driven, please give us the necessary information we need. Monitoring learning and system performance, tracking student learning outcome, and evaluating their system effectiveness to identify areas for improvement. Sometime before we normally use paper. We go from school, we create tools, we just bring out paper and give to children like questionnaire. But these days, we use technology to get this information, to find out how these children are doing, how many people are literate in the community. We've done that in the past. These are part of how digital education has helped data to improve on monitor and evaluation. Then we have the system monitoring and evaluation, which is the MIE. I've talked about the MIE framework that drives quality improvement across schools and education programs. We have our MIE, this we call it the evaluators in our school. In our system, they go from school to school. They drive and check things. They check learning outcomes. They check, and these things are just done digitally. And this is how data has helped, because with the data that we have on ground, we give it to them. When we evaluate them, we now know where they need improvement. So we give to the evaluators, go, search, look at the things we need. When we need a classroom, number of classrooms that are good and bad, this system helps us to track those bad classroom, good classroom, and the ones that need to be improved on. Enhancing transparency and accountability. My sister has talked about it. Mrs. Mary has talked about accountability and transparency. It is only data who gives you that start. It is just data who gives you that clear standards and expectation of what you need, and a reliable data will give you clear transparency and accountability. Next slide. How does this data inform decision making? Very important. Very, very important. If we are talking about data, how does it inform decision making? Either in your school, wherever you're coming from, wherever in your home, whatever you gather, in your business, whatever you gather, how does this information you have inform this decision making that you're going to make? One, identifying student need. If you're able to gather this data, you will use it to identify the student's needs. One, by checking the performance analysis. And this analyzing learners' performance data to identify strengths and weaknesses, enabling targeted intervention and effective resource allocation across everywhere. We've done it before. And progress tracking, using data to monitor learners' progress over time, helping learners and teachers adapt instruction to meet individual learning needs. Then we'll have the number 2, which is informing instructional decision. We have number 2, that is informing instructional decision, program and material effectiveness. This is talking about data to evaluate the impact of instructional programs and learning materials. Then we'll have the teacher's professional development, informing training priorities to ensure teachers develop the skill necessary to support learners effectively. Next slide. We also have evaluating program effectiveness, which is measuring impact. Data helps to assess how educational programs and initiatives influence learners' outcome. It also identifies improvement areas. We use this evidence-based data to pinpoint weaknesses and optimize the use of resources for greater effectiveness, supporting accountability and school improvement, ensuring accountability is to apply data to hold school, teachers, and administrators accountable for learning outcome and performance targets. We also have the guiding strategic planning. When we have data, we inform evidence-based decision at school and local government area, where we have plan in place. What do we do today? What do we do tomorrow? Which local government are we to intervene? What are we going to do? How much will it cost to do this? All this information that we have, the data that we have, are the things we can use to inform decision making. Above all, I just want to thank CloudNode for this opportunity, and we're also using this opportunity to educate us that when the Basic Education Board comes to you for your information, please give it out to us, because it's very necessary that data works for so many things. We send it for resource allocation across board. We don't only intervene in the public sector. Right now, we also add private sectors to our intervention. And this, I also plead that every one of you sign up to Cloud Notes. I think they are very, very effective. We have done that with them. We have tested about 6 schools with them, and they did perfectly well. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was powerful. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the presentation. I believe that we've seen the importance of data in the driven educational sector, for some the value that data plays when it comes to transforming, optimizing, and improving the way you teach and the way your students learn in your educational environment. With this now, we cannot overemphasize how important it is for schools to use platforms like CloudNotes to help them organize, gather, and collect these necessary data. Now you can see that beyond you just using platforms like CloudNotes to collect this data and gather this data, there are needs for third parties or government agencies when they come to your school. You don't stress them. The process is not being stressed for them to get this information from you. This is the solution Climate is providing to schools, making it possible for school owners, school administrators, and teachers to track their performance, track their learning progress, get a range of data sets that can enable and foster positive collaboration between government agencies, the private sectors, and both the public educational system. So thank you very much, Ms. Stella, for the wonderful section you just dropped. That was an enlightening one. But before we call on the next two speakers we have on our list, we will take you through a quick video of CloudNotes and how we've been able to demonstrate our commitment to education, how we've been able to process and collect necessary data from public schools, working with government agencies and optimizing and improving educational process for public education. Sit back and watch this quick video.
End of the tunnel. Always have faith.
Most people in private school, especially my friends, they've been telling me about CBT exams using computers and laptops to take their exams, but my school, we're not into that, so I've been looking forward to that.
I felt so happy because we're finally going to use computers to write our exams, and I felt like it was a dream come true.
I'm actually surprised that the government deemed it fit to make the students go into computer-based technology, and I could see the excitement on the students' face.
Like it's just as if the computer was interacting. It's simple and it was easy. It was like not like paper exam, and there was no cheating. And it was as if you're like on your own, and then the computer was talking to you, answering the question. And one thing I like about it is that there was nothing like recording or in the exam, normal paper exam. When you're writing it, when you write finish, then you now have to mark it and then record. So this one, as you just put the computer, put your everything, as you submit, it just shows the answer whether you failed or you passed.
Initially, when people came, I thought the children would not be able to do anything. It took time to educate us on how to use the CloudNotes program.
I'm so happy for this exam that we write in computer, because when they came on Tuesday to teach us about computer, what to read and write exam, for me, I thought I would not write the exam because it might be hard, and since I've not yet learned computer where to write exam, that I might not write. But as you just use the computer to write the exam, I'm so happy because I scored 17 in my English. I'm so happy for me using the computer to write. I said thanks. When I heard that we are going to use CBT to write our exams, it was like, who dash monkey banana? Like here, our school, computer to write exams.
You know, despite all the odds and all the challenges, they were able to pull through and capture
almost 700, more than 700 students and teachers. So it's quite a good thing. I thank Cloud Notes for that sensitization because it was welcoming.
I feel so scared writing the exam in computer because this is my first time writing the exam in computer. I love how I use the computer, and we will try a lot to help us for everything. So us, we need to brace for you people to have money so that God can provide for you people. Because people have done enough for us.
Your lesson note, your questions, everything will be online. Even the supervisor coming don't need to come to school, just check the website. Get every information you're looking for. Your notes, your lesson notes, your questions, ordinary assessment, the exam, everything online. The digital aspect will be being the best way.
Previously, we were learning without doing the practical, but today, we have found the experience of the practical. And students are going to do well. By the time they finish their junior secondary, they can use it.
I feel so excited. I feel great about the CBT exams. It's so good, it's easy, it's fun, and I wish to continue writing my exams with CBT.
The children are writing the assessments with the CBT, which is very impactful and will help them in the future, especially when they graduate and go to secondary school and university, writing of JAM. These are the things that will make them look effective.
I was so excited to write the exam. I was relieved. It was wonderful. Like it was, I don't even know how to express my feelings about it, but I wish I could write my exams with the computer again.
So from now, if they know how to operate the computer, when they go to JAM, so it will be very, very easy for them. No need for JAM classes again because already they are learning it from the school now.
The CBT was quite exciting. It was an innovation that was very welcoming.
I will appreciate it if this school is choosing to be like those private schools. Because this is government school. Government school should be recognized more than private school. We should not belittle our own.
Thank you guys from the media. That was so empathic. I could feel goosebumps on my skin already while watching that video. Thank you for the efforts Team Cloudnote is putting in, the impact you guys are having on education. You could imagine the student giving their testimony, how some of them even had doubts that their school might not even be qualified to even participate in such a program. When they were able to do that, the relief they felt, the joy that came to them, it gave them a reason, a bragging right among other students that possibly attends private schools. They were able to brag about institution like this. This is the joy, the happiness that Cloudnote leaves on the face of every school owner that uses the platform. As a school owner that uses Cloudnote, you can use Cloudnote and don't live without a smile on your face. You can see the video we just watched now, how the children were expressing joy and appreciation. Those are the same joy Cloudnote is bringing to your school. And this is the reason why we're organizing events like this, mini conferences like this, to educate you out there to don't wait for a longer time to adopt the trend. With CloudNote, it's easier for you to jump on the technology trend. With CloudNote, it's easier for you to thrive within an era that has education, AI all around. With CloudNote, you can leave a joy on the face of your students, your teachers, even the parents of your students, and also you too as a school administrator. Now, the next section of our talk, we will having a section where that will take us to a practical section rather, a practical section where we experience how to optimize financial, how to optimize school finance. And the person to take us on this section is Mr. Ugomat. Now, a quick intro to this section, something I just wanted to know before we get in. Now, you agree with me that managing school managing school finance can be overwhelming. Even personal finance sometimes seems tiring. You agree with me on that? But it doesn't have to be, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be that stressful because of what? We say we live in an era that things are being digitalized. So why is it that we're still having the whole hurdles and stress in managing our finance in school? Now, this section is a section where we want to empower you with breakdown processes of how tools can help you digitalize your finance processes. A simple step-by-step action that you can adopt in your schools to help manage your fund, gather your resources, get your financial documents all intact, and visit them anytime, anywhere you are with a seamless effort. On this section, you will experience all this. You will not just experience, you will see these things and first hand being shown to you on this call. So on this call, we will escorting Mr. Ogumat, who will be taking out on this specific section. Mr. Ogumat, if you're on the call, kindly join and turn on your camera. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, esteemed educators. On this section, I'll be walking us through on the practical sessions. We've listened to our amazing speakers, and now is the time where we can see the whole thing at work. So I'll be sharing my screen right away. All right. So let me know if you can see my screen.
I'm sorry, I can't do that here.
Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen? Julie Martins.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, that is fine. Okay, so we'll be diving right straight away on the practical on digitizing school finances. Then what we'll cover, what we'll cover. So the first one we'll cover is how to set up your school fee structure. So here is Cloud Notes, where you can log into your account and then it brings you straight to your dashboard. So I will sign out and log in again so we can be in loop. Now I have my school already set up here. Here is my email. Here is my password. All I have to do is hit on the login button. All I have to do is hit on the login button. So I'm on my dashboard. I'll be going straightly to how we can digitize our school finances. So here is the accounting module. The accounting takes care of everything everything finance management, just as our speakers has already shared. Now, so since it's a practical session, we'll be starting with how to set up your school fee structure. Now, on your account, all you have to do is head over to the settings, then head over to the accounting feature, and then you could see the structure. So here we have the fee structure. So fee structure is how you align your school items. So here is where you break down the different fee items that makes up your school fees. So here I have exam fee, I have tuition fee. So I could decide to create more, like I can call this party fee. I can call this party fee. Then I could still add more extra, and I could call this library fee. So once I'm done with this, all I have to do is to click on create fee. So there's a protection where you have to enter your 4-digit PIN, just like you have your ATM card, to keep your school accounting safe from anybody, from someone that doesn't have any business to do with your school dashboard. So all I have to do is enter my PIN that I've already created, and then I've created my library fee, and then I've also created my party fee. Now we could decide to assign these fees now to different classes. So I'm assigning this fee to for first term, for second term, the terms for third term. Then I could choose JSS1A, and I will choose the library fee. Then I will choose the party fee. So all I have to do is I can then designate amount for these fees. So I could say for JSS1, library fee should be 10,000 naira, while the party fees should be 5,000 naira. Once I have this in place, all I have to do is to submit. And don't also forget, you can select as many class as possible. You can say, okay, I want this fee to be assigned to JSS1B. I want this fee to be assigned to JSS2, and I want them to have the same amount. But for the purpose of this section, we'll be working with JSS1A, so our mind can be focused on the class. So we have this fee for first term, second term, and third term, and we have the fee items. All I have to do is to submit. So it keeps asking us for PIN all the time, just to ensure that is the authorized person that is taking this action. Now I will enter the PIN now, and then I've assigned this fee. So I have party fees here, which is 5,000, library fee 10,000. Then I had two other fees I've assigned prior to now. So here I have the exam fee 2,500, tuition fee 10,500. So the sum total for these fees is 27,500. I could decide to edit the fees. I can see the fee amount, history, and the rest. Now, we'll be going into, since we are done with the fee structure, we'll be going into the settlement account. That is the next step, how to add settlement bank account. So a settlement bank account is where all your online fee payments will go to. So you have your account, maybe your school is using a first bank account, and you don't want to be giving out the account number to parents to make school fees. All you have to do is you can add the bank account here as your settlement account. This is where all online payments and transactions will be settled into your school bank account. All you have to do is, once you can choose the bank, you enter the account number, it will automatically show you the name of your school, and then you save. So I've already created this prior to now, and you can delete it if you don't want to. Then we'll be going over to the next one, how to set up fee discount. So we all know what the word discount is. So here is how we set up our fee discount. So discount are some little deductions we want to give to some few students. So for this, we'll be creating a fee, some discount. I already have one, tuition. So I could create one and call this staff children. I could call this staff children. So all I have to do is I could choose the terms for every first term, every second term, and every third term. For staff children, their discount should have 30% off on only the selected payment items. So I could choose library fee only. Then, so what we are trying to achieve here is we want to create a discount for staff children. So anybody that that is eligible for this discount will automatically have a 30% discount on their library fee. And all you have to do is hit on create. So you remember, you have to keep entering your PIN to ensure it goes through. So now that we've created this, the next step is how to set up fee student tags. So this is where you can then create a student tag. So I can call this staff children. So what this means is I have a student called J Okocha and I have David. So David and J are staff children. That is why I'm selecting them and then I'm choosing the discount for staff children. So what I'm trying to do is any any student that falls under this student tag, we automatically have this discount assigned to them. And remember, the discount is 30% discount on library fee. Once I'm done, all you have to do is assign. You still have to enter in your PIN to proceed. So we've been able to cover 4 different things, and then the next one is so I'll be walking us through the run accounting. So the run accounting is once you're done with setting up of your fee structures, your discount, your settlement account, you need to come here to run accounting. This is where the fees are now dispatched to the respective students. So on the accounting home, we have this following. We have the summary. So the summary shows you for for 2025/2026 section and term, we have our gross fees of 82.5. We have discounts of 7,000 we've given. Our net fees is 75,500. Our total fee received and the total fees owed. Here we could see most used payment method. So you want to know where my money is going to as a school owner. So here we have cash payments, two payment of 12,000, bank transfer, none, wallet. So this gives you like a quick overview on where your money goes to. So at each point of time, you can track where your money are, how much I've received in cash, how much I have in bank, how much I have in wallet, how much I have for online payment. Then here is where you get to see payment item summary. You want to have like a total volume of how much you've received so far from just tuition fee. Here is where you see the class fee broadsheet. So you want to peep into your class to see everybody that is in that class. You can see the fee items, you can see their gross amount, the discount applied, the net amount, and the amount received. So from here, you should be able to see who and who is owing fees. So here gives you like a quick overview of your school, your class, to know what is going on in JSS 1A, who is owing me, who has paid, the detailed fee breakdown, and the rest. So I'll be going back. Now we have the fee payment. So fee payment keeps tracks of all the transactions that have been made so far. So for my school account, we have 2 students who has paid the tuition fee of 3,000. The other paid tuition fee of 9,000. I can see the payment method. I can see the status, the transaction ID, and then and I could also view the receipt. Now, the other most interesting part is the debtors. You want to know who and who is owing you fees in your school. So you have your debtors list. You want to know for 2025, 2026, who is owing you fees. Now you get to see the student and the amount they are owing. You can also filter this based on class. I want to see for just JSS 1A, who is owing me fees for JSS 1A. I want to see for my kindergarten classes, who is owing me fees. So for kindergarten, nobody's owing you fees. That is it. So now that we have this on our screen, the next part we'll be looking into is managing expenses. But before we go into the expenses, I want us to look into the automated fee reminder. Let's say you've checked your school account and you are kind of worried and you're not interested in the figures, your school fees are dropping, you don't have to worry that much. All you have to do is head over to your settings, accounting, preferences, and you can see the auto fee reminder. So once you turn this on, you can say every um 2 days, every 2 days, I can choose the interval, and I want this to be sent to parents, students, and then you hit on save. So once you save this, what it means is that every two days, automatic fee reminders will be sent across to parents and students depending on how your school operates. If your student has phone, you could choose the student checkbox. If you trust your parents, you can choose the parent checkbox. So if the parent has 3 children, the messages are dispatched to the parents that your kids are owing this total amount of fees and a link for them to make the school fees payment. Then the other interesting part is how you process your school fees payment. So you want to pay school fees payment for Okocha J. All you have to do is head over to the profile. So as you can see, each of your students has a unique account number. So you have the bank, Wema Bank. This is the account number. This is the account name. So the account name comes with the name of the student slash your school um, prefix. That is a short form of your school. Then, as you can see, we already have money sent here. You automatically clear your fee. So whenever your parents or anybody sends money to this account number that J Okocha has in your school, automatically their fee payment will be paid. So if they're owing, just like this fees now, I have 14,500 as my outstanding fee for this student. Immediately I sent 14,500 to this account number. These fees will automatically be cleared without even an accountant coming in to do anything. Whether the system is online, whether you have internet, once you make that fee payment, the fee is processed automatically. So here gives you a detailed breakdown of your fees. So you've cleared your tuition fee, but you're still owing exam fee, party fee, and the library fee. Here you could generate invoice and send to the parent. So here is your invoice. Now you can download this invoice, you can print this invoice and send it to your parents or your students. Now the most sweet thing here is your invoice also gives you access to the outstanding fee items and the fees that the student has paid. So when sending in the invoice, you can see the fees that you've paid and your outstanding fees. Now we'll be going into processing this fee. So now you may be asking, how do I process this fee for each of my students? All you have to do is click on pay outstanding fees. So pay outstanding fees. As you can see, the outstanding fee for this child is 14,500. Once imputing, let's say the parents came to school with 10,000 naira and you put in 10,000, it automatically selects fees for you that's are valued at 10,000. Let you know that 10,000 naira can clear these 3 fees, and you can choose your preferred payment method if it's cash, bank transfer, online payment, or even from wallet. Now, if they want to pay a specific fee only, you can choose, okay, for exam fee, he's owing 2,500. I want to pay in 2,500 in exam fee. Then for the library fee, I want to pay in 7,000. So that means I'm paying 9,500 in total. Once I'm done with this and I hit on the make payment. So I want to pay the exam fee and the library fee with cash payment. You can pay with bank transfer, you can pay with online payment, and you can pay with your wallet. So we'll be paying via cash. Let's assume the parents came to school with cash. I have 9,500. I want to pay my child's fee. All you have to do is to click on cash and then hit on proceed. Remember, you have to enter your 4-digit accounting pin. So once I've done this, automatically my payment is processed and I can see what I've paid for and the ones that are yet to remain. Then we'll be walking into the next one. This is the last session, how you can manage your expenses. So you want to know what is going in and out of your school. All you have to do is head over to accounting, head over to your expenses, so you can create your expense category, things that takes money from your school. Let's say I've already created for stationery, fuel, books, and power. You can also decide to create for food. Let's say you feed your children in the school. Let's say you run a boarding school. You can create this category, and then you can see the total cost each of these categories are taking it from you. Then you can come over to the expenses and then record the expenses for food. Bought 1 bag of rice, 1 bag of rice for 100,000. Then Nkechi bought it. I can just put in Nkechi, and then I can record the expenses. So once I've recorded these expenses, you could see your today's expenses and your total expenses, and we can come over to your expenses category to see what's taking in more money in your school. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can drop it down on the comment section. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ugumat. Thank you for the powerful session, for walking us through on how we can set up our school finances on Cloud. I hope you all enjoyed the session as much as I did. Mr. Dule, you're not here, so I'm doing this on your behalf. All right, so we are seeing your questions. Keep dropping your questions. We'll reply them any moment soon. All right, so at this point, Mr. Dule, over to you, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Mary. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for that short disconnection. My network has a lagging issue, but I'm back now. So thank you, Mr. Ogumat. That section was powerful. And I know some people will be like, how do you know it was powerful? You're not there when it got in, when it ended. Yeah, I know because I've read the slide speech, I've gone through documents, and I've experienced it. And indeed, it's something that we need. Imagine having something like that for your personal self. If you have that for a personal self, think about you and the accounting system in your school. I really encourage you to jump on it and optimize the way finance is being handled and processed in your school. Thank you once again for that. So we'll be jumping right into the next thing on our agenda. Thank you, listeners. You guys have been the most amazing set of persons on this conference today. I want to take out this quick time to give shout out to those that have been asking questions. Ms. Mabel, Ms. Olorumi, you guys have been the powerhouse of it. I appreciate. I'm giving you thumbs up for the questions being asked. Thumbs up for the questions, and I appreciate everything the audience have been doing from the end. Why, before we move to the last speaker of the day, indeed, it has been an awesome one. It has been a journey to perfection. This is like a foundation to what you can do and many more when you adopt and embrace educational technology. And the only way you can actually experience these things in full package is by actually using Cloudnotes. Not because we are the sponsors of this particular conference, no, but because we are not just building a system that focuses on just solving your pain points. We are concerned about what you want for your school. We want to help you achieve that which you want for your school. This synergy, this collaboration is the essence why we are all gathered here. To have like a community hall where we explain that this is what your school is going through, how is technology fixing this. So these are things that we'll try to achieve using Cloud. Thank you, everyone. So the next speaker we'll be calling is Miss Anita Ingiri. Miss Anita is an experienced tutor, and she'll be talking on digital literacy for teachers, practical tools to drive engagement in classroom. So over to you, Miss Anita. Hello, Miss Anita. If you're speaking, I think you're muted, so check your mic because we can't hear you.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we
Okay,
can.
sorry, I
Go
was
ahead.
muted. The host had to unmute me. Thank you very much. So, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for this amazing session. Thank you to all the participants for joining in. I hope you've been learning something. I've learned a whole lot, even though I'm not new to Cloud Notes. So it's been an insightful session so far. I'm supposed to speak on the topic digital literacy for teachers. And I would like you to listen because there are a lot of tools that we'll be discussing and how they can help teachers make their classes more, more impactful, how they can make their classes more engaging for their students and then improve their productivity in the classroom. Thank you. Please, next slide. So we're going to start with a definition of digital literacy. What is digital literacy? We keep hearing that now we are in a digital world, and it's important for everybody to understand digital literacy, but most times we often do not understand what it means. Digital literacy is the ability to use digital technology, communication tools, and the internet effectively to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information. Now, this is basically being able to use a computer or any kind of digital tool effectively. Now, I know a lot of us have smartphones, and a lot of these children these days already have smartphones and laptops, but there are a lot of teachers that I have come in contact with who do not know how to effectively use their laptops. In fact, I have some of them that will tell you, my laptop, I don't understand what is going on. It's not coming on, or some will tell you they don't know to use, certain applications. And that's not how it should be, this 21st century with all of the digital evolution that is going on. So being able to use different digital technologies, communication tools, and the internet effectively, especially now we are in the age of artificial intelligence, where you can use that to make your class more engaging and impactful. It is important that we all learn how to do that. Now, digital literacy is not just about knowing how to use a computer and a smartphone, but also about understanding how to use these tools responsibly and critically. It is important that we know the right thing to do with a digital tool and the wrong thing to do with. In as much as, yes, we all know that using the internet can help, make us work smarter. It is also important to note that there are wrong ways to use the internet, and we as teachers, as educators, should not be promoting the wrong ways. Rather, we should be guiding and, leading our students towards the right ways to use the internet. Because I tell teachers these days that you cannot completely shut off children from being online these days, especially when you have parents handing them smartphones at age 5 or age 6, or handing them laptops, at age 6 or age 7. So shutting them out is almost impossible right now. But what we can do is to teach them and guide them, so that they can use, these digital tools, use the internet, be able to understand how to use these tools responsibly and critically, ethically speaking. Please, next slide. Now, what is digital literacy? We're going to talk about the key aspects of digital literacy. The first key aspect of digital literacy is technical skills. Now, that's like the most basic part. Having to know how to operate devices, use software, and navigate the internet. That's like the most important one for teachers right now. We have a lot of us that do not know how to. I've gone to schools. There was a school that I was consulting for. I'm not going to mention, in Port Harcourt, and they were employing teachers, and I was supposed to train these teachers. And on getting there, all their classrooms, the owner of the school had gone out, gotten projectors and a desktop for teachers, for the classroom teachers to use in their classroom. But we had a lot of problems. These teachers did not know how to use projectors. In fact, most of them did not even know how to use a desktop. So we had to go over having to, navigate, use the mouse, how to use several applications, and then how to connect to the projector to ensure that it was showing for the kids to be able to learn. So it's a whole lot. As educators, it is important that this technical skill is your number one skill. Yes, know your subject, your subject knowledge, have your subject knowledge. If you're teaching math, have a very firm grip on math. But now using having these technical skills will help you not just teach math, but teach it effectively in a manner that even those students that did not understand math previously would understand. So knowing how to operate these devices, from a laptop to a desktop to a tab, to using the software. We have a whole lot of software that we can use, and then having to navigate the internet, because there are a whole lot of web applications that teachers use to make their classroom more engaging. We'll be talking about that much later. Another one is information literacy. Now, a whole lot of people, when you ask them maybe what is the definition of science, the first thing they go is to Wikipedia. They just go on the internet and search for science, and then maybe the first answer that usually comes up is Wikipedia, and they take that. It is important to know that I'm not saying Wikipedia is wrong, but Wikipedia allows everybody to alter, anybody can alter messages, or rather information that is on there. So evaluating its credibility is something that in academia, people would say Wikipedia is not a reliable, or is not a credible information source. So when you want to use the internet to learn, to get information, it is important to understand information literacy. That is being able to source out information and find out how credible, evaluate if it is right or if it is wrong, or if it's just because it's on the internet does not mean, because a certain information is on the internet does not mean that it is actually right. Then we have communication and collaboration, which is using digital tools to communicate effectively and work with others. Like here we are on Zoom. I am in Bayelsa, some people are in Port Harcourt. I heard somebody here is in Abuja, and we're all being able to communicate and collaborate with each other. There are a whole lot of tools for children to communicate with other schools and other students in different countries under the guidance of their teachers. These are all ways to improve, learning in the 21st century. Then digital safety. This is the most, I keep saying this is one of the most important things. Before you hand a system to a teacher or even a student, it's important to note that they need to understand that there are a whole lot of things going on the internet, like cyberbullying, people stealing your information, a lot of scams. So you need to know how to protect yourself, how to make proper arrangements to protect yourself, protect your students. If you're in school, firewalls that will ensure that certain websites cannot be accessed from the school computers. These are the ways that you should, promote digital safety. So it is important to understand this and to know how to curb or reduce, reduce the rate at which students face all of these problems on the internet. Then ethical tool use. I said that before, that we need to understand that there is a right way and there's a wrong way to using technology, and we should learn how to guide and how to teach the students to actually use the internet or use technology in a responsible manner. Avoid plagiarism, which is like stealing people's work and claiming credit for it, and avoid and respect copyrighted information. Now, problem solving. We all know that right now a lot of people use a lot of AI, a lot of tools, because it makes their job easier. So using digital tools to solve problems, from basic troubleshooting to various innovative solutions, is one of the most important aspects of digital literacy. For instance, if you have a problem on your system, maybe a particular software is not opening and it gives maybe a particular error, you can easily go online and say, oh, I'm having this error message on my laptop, can you help, or what is the solution? And most of the time, I've done it before and it has worked for me, and I know a lot of people too have done that. And then you get a particular solution from maybe other people that have faced similar problems, or even from the maybe the application owners that they've put that in their frequently asked questions, and you can get a solution to that. So then we have creativity and content creation. Now we have a lot of ways that we are trying to market, digital marketing. We're trying to market our schools, from teachers to owners of schools, and even market ourselves as individuals, as educators, because obviously I can be here in Bayelsa, and I'm here in Bayelsa and I teach students in Lagos, I teach students in Abuja, in different states in Nigeria. How are we able to do that? Most times we're using digital tools by creating, videos, creating designs, create websites, and basically other. So it is important that when you're talking about aspects of digital literacy, you look at this aspect and you learn them one by one. Next slide, please. So digital literacy for teachers, educators. Now, this is the ability for teachers to effectively use digital tools and technology to enhance teaching, to support student learning, and to communicate online. Also to create digital content and promote safe and responsible use of technology in the classroom. So it is a lot. Now, for you as a teacher to be a digital literate, you should be able to use these tools effectively to enhance teaching, either by using maybe specific tools like Cloud Notes, probably for your note generation, your exam questions generation, or classwork, CBT, and all of that, or as a school owner for financial purposes in school, support student learning, help them by either maybe giving them CBT or giving them access to YouTube videos or various, learning materials that they could, use online. Communicate by either submitting their assignments online, or communicate maybe by having virtual classes during the holidays, or maybe during the COVID period where we had to adapt. And also create digital content. There are a lot of digital content online for students, especially those in the primary, secondary section, from using whiteboard, animations, to maybe using cartoons to teach certain topics, making it interesting for the younger student. And then to promote safe and responsible use, which is what I mentioned earlier, trying to guide them to, use technology safely and responsibly in the classroom. Next slide. So why digital literacy matters? It matters for teachers for a whole lot of reasons. Digital literacy matters. Sorry, hold on, please. Okay, digital literacy matters because, number one, it improves teaching. Now, different tools that are available online. We're going to be looking at those tools later on, but there are different tools that help you make your lessons more engaging and more interactive. Also, we have allows you access learning better. Now, we talked about Cloud Notes allowing you track, for instance, I think Mr. Ugo did not mention that part. When you put up questions, you give your students assignments on Cloud Notes, and the students do the assignments, either it's been maybe a CBT or even an essay question, and the teacher can go through it, read it. You can track, that means you can track their assignments, you can track their answers, you can give feedback, so it allows you access learning even better. Now, adaptation to change is very important, because right now we all talk about digital evolution. It is changing. We know we went through different. At first, it was the internet, and everybody was, oh, the internet was doing very fantastic. And then since AI came up, a whole lot of people don't even go to search a whole lot of information on the internet. They just go straight to using AI tools to search for answers. So being able to adapt to change is something that is important, because these children that we are teaching as teachers, as educators, these students that we're teaching are not going to live in this particular world that we're living. Yes, we know that most times Nigeria is a bit slow when it comes to technology and meeting up with students in the international community, but our students are going to have to meet with those students at some point. Most of them are not going to graduate here. Most of them are not going to go to university here. Some won't even go to secondary school in Nigeria, and they would have to be able to, be with these children at the same level that these children are in. So, it's very important to know that we need to evolve. Then accessing resources. It is easy to access resources like online, both using AI tools, using the internet, using YouTube. Somebody said something the other day that YouTube is like a free university, and I agree to that to an extent, because I think I've learned so much from YouTube. In fact, a lot of times when I can't find a recipe for something, I go to YouTube, and that's where I learn certain recipes for certain things, And even at that, YouTube having to put out a lot of learning materials. You can go on YouTube and get learning materials on different topics that people have, recorded, and you can even put that for your students to watch. So it's very important. So supporting student learning, obviously. So students right now, a lot of students have needs. Having to reach these students are like, I don't know how to say. Somebody says they were born with a smartphone in their hands. So even the ones that are 3, 4, sometimes you just give them a smartphone, and even what you did not know, like your child is playing with your smartphone, and there are so many times you don't even know what you did, and the next thing, the child has collected the phone and is doing something that you even did not know that was there. So I think they are born aware. They are born digitally aware. So it's only necessary that you hone that, by supporting their learning of those areas, so that they can use digital tools to learn, to become better at in their studies. So communication, I talked about that, having to discuss with people both here in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, communicate effectively for learning. Next slide, please. So teachers face challenges, limited access to devices in schools. Some schools don't have laptops, do not have internet. Teachers often do not have the training, and they are not trained to use. And then most times tech overwhelms a whole lot of people in this generation, like the older generation. They feel overwhelmed when it comes to technology. Then the pressure to perform, because everybody's trying to say, okay, I want a tech savvy teacher. So those people that are feeling like they are not tech savvy, they actually feel overwhelmed, and they feel that pressure to perform, and then they are afraid that they will make mistakes. So next slide, please. So for you to, now all you need to do is find the right tool. You need to ask, is it simple? Is it easy to learn? Can you use it in the classroom? What are the benefits? Is it mobile friendly, data friendly? Is it free or paid? You need to ask all of these questions, then you use it to choose the right tool for you. Next slide. Okay, now I'm just going to give you a few examples. This is ClassPoint. ClassPoint is a tool that works inside Microsoft PowerPoint. So once you have Microsoft PowerPoint on your laptop, all you need to do is go online and download ClassPoint. It loads on your Microsoft PowerPoint, and there you can add quizzes like multiple choice questions, that's ABC questions, or short answers that you can just answer like that. So also you can even use the drawing. You can ask your students. I tried it once, asking students to draw maybe an image of a fish, and then when they saw it on their own system, they have to draw an image of a fish, and that will be sent back to you as a teacher. So it's very, very easy to use. You just have to check it online, ClassPoint. You can also generate quiz questions with AI, and then you can add games and reward. You have like this leaderboard there that you can use. Next slide. Mr. Dule, please just give me 1 minute more. Kahoot is very, very common. If you just check Kahoot online, you'll see that it's a game-based learning platform for games, basically interactive learning. So you can just ask a question, like when you want to do like a quiz in class, instead of doing your normal quiz where you read the questions, if you have access to internet, you can do that, and then you just put it. The students have a code, and once they join, they put in their game pin, they join, they get points for getting it right. They have like a leaderboard too, so you can use that to make your class more interactive. I know a lot of schools use it right now for quizzes and games and all of that. So you can try it out. Next slide. And finally, Cloud Note. We've had a whole lot of people talk about Cloud Note, so I'm not going to say much about that. So Cloud Note already allows you do from classroom management method, report sheets, lesson generation, as well as your questions, setting questions for exams. So these are the three that I'm talking to you about. Next slide. I think next slide is a wrap up. Next slide, please. That's a wrap up. So tips for getting started: start small, use whatever is available, practice during planning, involve your students, and I'm sure that you'll be able to start something. And please start today. Like everybody, all the speakers have said, you need to start today because it's important for these kids to actually begin to learn better using technology. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you very much, Ms. Anita. That was beautifully time consumption. Thank you very much for the lecture. Thank you for the suggestions, the tips, and encouraging us to start today. Yes, so the next section is a quick dive into the second phase of the workshop, or a practical example of how Cloud Notes help you fix these issues, solve your pain points, and help optimize your school. So I will call in on Mr. Ugo for the next 15 minutes to walk us through it.
Okay, good afternoon, educators. That was a powerful section, Mrs. Anita. Thank you so much. So we'll be going into the practical aspect on how on on practical teaching tools to boost learning outcomes. So I'll be sharing my screen. Dule Martins, let me know when if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. All right. So we'll be diving into some some sessions. So what we'll cover, so how to create your lesson notes topics. But before we start, there's a quote I would want to read for us. So if your school could speak, it would say, let me grow, let me reach more children, let me be better. Cloud Note listens. So just imagine that your school could speak. These are what your school has been saying to you all this while. Your school wants to grow, your school wants to reach more children, and your school wants to be better. That is why this program was put together for you. So we'll be diving into the practical session on how to create your lesson notes topics. So on your dashboard, you have to come straight to the lesson planner, and you choose your term, you choose your class, you choose your subject, and then you can create a, a topic. So I already have some topics here, but I can be let's do for agriculture where I don't have any topic yet. So let's use crop for agriculture, and then I could go ahead and create the node. So now that I've created my topic crop for first term JSS1 agric, the next thing we'll be looking into is how to use AI to generate lesson plan and class notes. So all you have to do is click on the topic, and you could see two tabs at the top of the screen, lesson plan and class notes. So we'll be starting with the lesson plan. All you have to do is you can either write your lesson plan here, or you can go ahead and click on this button that says use AI. So all I have to do is hit on use AI. It's it's fetching in my lesson, my class, my lesson plan for me, which is in line with the Federal Ministry of Education standard. So let's wait while the lesson plan is being generated. So while it's being generated, I will open a new tab for us. So we could also start generating the class notes from here. So let's wait a bit. It's fetching in questions from Federal Ministry of Education standards for you. So while we wait for that, on your class notes, you can also write in the content, or you can use the use AI. So the use AI does same thing for us. So for our lesson plan, we already have a detailed lesson plan for us, which is introduction to crops and their importance. We have the lesson objective. All I have to do is to insert this into my notes. So once I'm done with this, I'm currently generating my class notes from my lesson plan. So while this is generating, the next part is how to generate teaching video from your lesson plan. So I will take the process again. All you have to do is come to the lesson planner, choose the term, choose the class, choose the subject. So we'll be working with athletics. Now, while while we wait for this to generate, okay, this has also generated for us. I could insert this to my notes. Now, we are in athletics, so I have my lesson plan due to time. So I'm already using like a topic. I already have some lesson plan and topic in it. So for my class notes, there are some icons there, which is generate slide, generate video, and generate audio. So since we're in how to generate audio, you have to hit on the generate audio. So it's creating a video for us. So it's creating a video for us. So I already have a video on physical health education athletics for us. I could decide to save this video to my notes. So now that I've done this, the next section is how to generate class slide. Same thing. All you have to do is hit on the generate class slide, and your class slide will be generated automatically for you. Then we'll be looking into the next session, how can you generate examination questions from your lesson notes. So I have a tab here open that is for crop. All I have to do is hit on generate questions. So you can generate different questions for objective, theory, and subjective. You can choose your difficulty level and the rest. So I'm choosing 3 questions for the sake of this session. So while we wait, while our questions are being generated for us from our lesson plan. So as you can see, our class slide is has been generated for us. So you can use this for your teaching purpose, and you can expand this for your presentation view. Then we have some questions here that is already generated for us. You can save this into your question bank. So due to time, this will be all for this section. Thank you so much. And you can drop in your questions on the comment section, and they'll be all attended to. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ogumat. That was lovely. That was insightful. The ability to generate question, the ability to provide videos, slide, and information from your lesson notes. Yeah. So we've actually come to an end of this conference, this virtual conference for Educators Insights. We'd love to spend more time with you. We'd love to answer all your questions. We'd love to give you feedback on every question that have been answered. So, but we're running out of time. So, because of that, we'll be sharing a Zoom.
Hello, Mr. Dule.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, as I was saying, I'll be sharing it. I'll be dropping the WhatsApp group link. Can someone give me the WhatsApp group?
You have it already.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll up to the part where you send it to me. Okay, please kindly resend the WhatsApp link to me. Thank you. Okay. All right. So do well to join the WhatsApp group and
Hey, hold on. Have you seen the WhatsApp group? It's coming to you.
you can check our social media handles on Facebook, CloudNote on Facebook, CloudNote on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Just search at CloudNote. We'll respond to your messages at any question you got for us will be answered on all our social media handles. We are active, ready to reply all your messages. Okay, here comes the ticket. Yeah, everyone. Sorry for little time take me to get that. That's the link to the WhatsApp group. Let's just continue the conversation over to the WhatsApp group.
Someone is asking how they can get answers to the questions. Please, answers to the questions will be dropped on the WhatsApp group. This is because we've run out of time already. So any moment we'll be out of this call. So please join the WhatsApp group link that has been shared, and we already have documented all the questions and answers are going to be provided on the WhatsApp platform. Please endeavor to join and try to network as well, because this meeting is a networking event. Don't just attend and go. Try to network, and networking continues on the WhatsApp platform. And just to announce to us, Elevate 2.0 will be coming up soon. So stay updated on the WhatsApp group. You receive more information concerning Elevate 2.0. It can only get better. So if you think you've seen so much today, imagine what Elevate 2.0 we'll be bringing to you. So at this point, we want to say thank you to all the educators, thank you school owners, thank you teachers, thank you lecturers, thank you everyone across the educational space that has made that time to participate on this event from across different places in Nigeria. We want to say thank you, and we look forward to partnering with you on taking your school to another level. So congratulations on elevating your school in the upcoming term. Claire, you can close now. Thank you everyone. Thank you educators. Thank you. Our speakers want to say thank you so much. Thank you for the powerful and insightful session. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you all.
Your grace and mercy, no they feel. Lord, you they love consistently. This your love, it is all I want. This your grace, is my warm embrace. That dig back all me see. Dig back all me see. This your love, it be all I want. This your grace, is my warm embrace. That dig back all me see. Dig back all me see. This your love, this your love. Never seen your kind of love before. This your love, yeah. This your love, oh. This your love, this your love. Every day I'm seeing proof. Brand new mercies is something true. It don't change on what I do. You stay the same old way. Nothing can make you take your love from me. Hey. No one else deserves my praise. Ooh, you come through for me on the hard days. Tell my story for one name. The only love that saves. Nothing could ever separate me from this your love. It's all I want.
As my teacher.
This your grace is my warm embrace. Daddy, Ibaka, let me see it. Ibaka, let me see it. This your love is all I want. This your grace, yeah, yeah, is my warm embrace. Daddy, Ibaka, let me see it. Ibaka, let me see it. Oh,